We supposed to be talking about this by-election.
Yes, let's get to the Tribune because everybody wanted that one.
I got it right now, but you're talking too much about other things. I can't get there.
Okay.
Revelations, allegations, and things that make you go, This appeared, for those of you watching, you can see it on the screen. Those of you listening by way of radio, unfortunately, you can't, but all you got to do is pick up a copy of the Tribune, and you'll see what we're talking about. My phone was, before I even wake up this morning, my phone was blinging, blinging, blinging. When I wake up, I see all kind of message and thing sent to me by all kind of people about this Tribune headline and all kind of other documents what they send me about this Tribune story. For those of you listening by way of radio who don't happen to have the paper in front of you, it says F&M's grant was in pyramid scheme. And it goes on to talk about this alleged pyramid scheme that one Bishop Grant was a part of, and that they reached out to him for comment, and he said he would get back to them. And he didn't get back to them before press time to sort of explain his involvement, he and his wife's involvement in this pyramid scheme called Ujamaa. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes.
And a little bit of background information about this Ujamaa. It's the fourth principle of the Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a religion for Black folk. Like how, you have Christmas, but Africans, they have Kwanzaa, okay? So, Ujamaa, the fourth principle of Kwanzaa, means cooperative economics, and this principle tasks us to build our own businesses, control the economics of our communities, and share in its work and wealth. And so, apparently, this Ujamaa movement, Bahamians love Ponzi schemes. We call it different things, but at the end of the day, it's Ponzi schemes. Apparently, this, What'd you say?
They like it called looming. Do nothing and get wealth.
Looming, okay. Apparently, this Ujamaa, this Ujamaa movement was quite popular in the Bahamas, and it was based on and I'm obviously putting it in a very small nutshell here, but it was based on you giving some money, and then somebody else give money, and then everybody get a chance of taking some of the money from what you and I gave. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, it's a form. What happens is Ujamaa is a form of what we call ASU, except that in this ASU, you get as many people below you to give $500. Let's use it as an example. And so these 6 people give you $500, and then you get a percentage of that. You pass the rest of it up line, and then those people then keep passing, and then eventually you'll sit to the top of the line, and then you'll get the money, and then the top above you will drop out. And so eventually, let's say you have 100 people beneath you, you end up at $60,000, and then those people just move up the ladder, etc., like that. Except where it's a variation of our ASU, but again, it was a distorted version. And let me tell you, this is fanatical of this. I remember all during 2020, everybody and their mama was calling me, see, Alan, what did you think about this? F&M MPs, former MPs, F&M senior, former senior, PLP MPs, former MPs, and even current MPs was calling me, well, how does this work? Do you think this works? Religious leader, everyone was calling to me. It went through this country like fire in the churches and everywhere else. So I'm not surprised, and I'm telling you, there is a number of individuals in political leadership, in the banks, as well as in the churches that are caught up in this. The problem with this is not what was said in the Tribune. My concern is that the Tribune became to a tabloid and a lack of journalistic ethics in trusting but verifying its source. And that's the problem. This is a non-issue.
Now, why would you say such a thing? What leads you to say that this headline and this story is not legit?
I read the article on the what do you call it, the paper, and saw there was something going around by one Mr. Demerit. Okay, now let me tell you about Mr. Demerit. If Fred Mitchell had handed me something with passport with Mr. Demerit's name, I would question the passport. That's how much credibility his name and his word takes. Okay, now let's use his voice.
Allegedly. Because I want Mr. Demerit to come to sue me.
No. I wanted to come because then he'll have to give you his first name because there's a whole bunch of Demerits in this country. But we talk about the one who was in the voice note. Who said? Listen to what he said to the voice note. He says, "I am supplying my bank statement to show you where this reverend wife credited my account." But here's what the Tribune used. If you look at the bank note, it's an RBC ATM withdrawal, and it has the lady name next to it. I don't know. How many of you ever went to the ATM to withdraw some money for somebody? But remember, he said this was a credit. He said, in the voice note, he said that she credited this and I want my other $200. Okay, wait a minute. But to support his position that she credited this account, he showed you a bank statement that says Royal Bank ATM withdrawal and the lady's name on it. I want to know how many of you ever went to the ATM? I mean, all the other withdrawals on the same statement don't list who you withdraw it for. How many people have went to the ATM and the machine said to you, type in who you taking this money out for? But he took this out of the ATM, but he said this was a credit to him. Right in the same statement, if you go up to the top of the statement, it said withdrawals, not deposits. So that makes him a liar.
For the record, we have that. We have that statement that you're talking about on the screen right now. For those who are watching the show. I have it up on the screen right now for you to take a look at. Okay, so there's another document that's been circling around with relation to this allegation of Bishop Grant and his wife being involved in a Ponzi scheme. And let me put that up on the screen. And this is from a Lady Wilson to...
it
doesn't say who it is.
Yes, a man. Stop a second. Here's a man who came with his voice and his name, but he sends an email now and it's deleted. Now, I want you to look at the quality of the text in this, okay? The quality of the text in this, the clarity of an email and the alignment, whatever. See, but I want you to read then the substance of the email. It tells you that the adjourned date is this Sunday, August 30th. Your water is, remember, this is an email, but she didn't say what it is. She left that part blank. Then he says, you will send a gift of $500 via bank transfer as your initial gift. No bank account number, no nothing to send it to. Okay? Please call us if you can find
maybe it was redacted, C. Allen. Maybe he redacted it.
No. See, the Tribune print this verbatim. This is garbage. This is junk journalism. This was junk journalism because when you look at the fonts and the text, even the signing to the bottom, these are multiple fonts. This is a person that's totally ignorant of forensics in technology. And the Tribune, if they're going to publish
Tribune, I didn't get to see the Tribune article. Did the Tribune article include this particular document in there?
No, they chose the words. They had the words from it.
Okay.
Verbatim. Okay. In the same blanks. When you send your gift of $500 via bank transfer as the initial gift, the phone contract number is, and she didn't give the number in the email, right? Please call us. She said, please call us. Wait a minute, call what? Because the spot is blank where the number is supposed to be. The phone number is, please call so you can find out.
Right, there's no number there.
Gifting and reaching out. Please send your gift by 12 noon Sunday. I'm saying this. See, this is I know the intellectual capacity of the person that wrote this. If brains was dynamite, that person couldn't blow one nose. Okay? I'm telling you.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm just disappointed that the Tribune has me questioning their journalism integrity when they could very easily run this through an analysis and ask the analysis, even artificial intelligence, and say, tell me what is wrong with the font or structuring or whatever of this. They should have even had the original email to them before they run a story, okay, and have an accusation like this made. It's the same thing with the next email. It does not make sense. How do you follow instructions. This person is saying they followed instructions, and they're sending this as proof that they followed instructions. Okay? Now, I want you to notice, right? This is a screenshot of what exactly happened. And if you look at it, right, it's supposed to be, this came from Yahoo in one instant. And I need to see what the other one is. The other one, I don't remember, the other one is from Yahoo also or whatever. So this is what I call, this is pure garbage. Now I want you to look at that email, right? This is verbatim for the two information. Notice, if you want to claim this is redacted, and this is the person who supplied this. Do you notice that these are like identical email in the body, but one says hello and didn't put his name? And look at the date it was. Don't the person know who they're writing to? Hello and a blank line, an email with a blank line. Hello.
So let me ask you this, Alan.
Yes.
So you're saying that these documents that the Tribune ran its story on are fraudulent documents.
They're about as valid as a $99.
But why has the bishop? Hold on. Why did the bishop not call them back to clear his name to say,
no,
just
because,
what you just finished explaining to us?
No, but I'm saying to you, because it becomes a non-issue. When you look at it, you know what happens, right? You're in the middle of a campaign.
No. This is not a non-issue, and let me tell you why. Because perception is more powerful than reality. And if you have a major newspaper like the Tribune running this on the front page of their paper, and they reach out to you for comment, that ain't something you need to be ignoring. Particularly if you are days away from a by-election that you seek in the middle.
Because you know what happens, right? Oh, by the way, the person who wrote this, I will send you some things where he was calling the current prime minister a garbage juice and a drunkard, and amongst other different things. The Tribune should have run a story on that, and he should step down and let another leadership in the PLP do it. You could do it. They could do a voice note match on that one. So I'm simply saying is this: if they actually would verify who the person is that they're going to put on the front page, I'm questioning the integrity of the Tribune, and I challenge them to check because I want them to check it out. Check it out, because what happens is everybody knows who the mayor is. Okay, that's his last name. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody on Grand Bahama knows this didn't happen. Okay, the voters, forget what the Bahamas knows. Everybody, and see, what they're trying to do is damage an international name, but the problem is they don't understand the level of integrity and integration that the bishop has in his community. He's not somebody who just came lately. He didn't come clean lately. And I don't have to speak for the bishop, but he's been in this community for 30 years, feeding people, clothing people, repairing homes, doing things as he was served as leader of a church, not only here on Grand Bahama, 2 churches, but also in 2 churches in the West Grand Bahama arena, but also in Bimini. They know who he is as a community leader. They're questioning someone who doesn't come in with no record. In fact, PLPs question the candidate, Mr. Smith, Kimsley Smith, because they was like, PLPs are asking where he was. Look at some of the hardcore PLPs. They know what he did to Mr. Obadiah Wilshcombe in attempting to cut his throat. They know he came back into the PLP in November of 2020, 9 months later, had put his name up for leadership, backed by the chairman of the party, and ran to a by-election. There was a vote of 194 people to 4 of his votes. The people in West Grand Bahama, by the way, there were some other people, including Ginger Moxie, who vied for that seat. And Mr. Obadiah Wilshcombe, in a runoff, just like they should have had with Mr. Sheen Gibson, devastated this person, because the people in the party didn't know who he was then. And I say to you, we don't know who he is now. Emphasis, we don't know who he is now, except somebody that Fred brought us. Mark it all you want. I challenge anyone to say the truth. Bring his record. See, this is the problem. See, I'm insulted as a person that understands the ambitions of Mr. Obadiah Wilshcombe in trying to leave a legacy of not being able to do anything on the ground. And I ask people, stop saying what Obie wanted to do and state what it was that he did. State what it is that he done. Then state by the Progressive Liberal Party. This is why these slanders becoming desperation. And this is what's going to happen. Because all of a sudden, there's a conspiracy. No one want to discuss ideas. I'm concerned about Grand Bahama. Okay? Because what happens in Grand Bahama affects the entire Bahamas, according to Mr. Philip Ray Davis, who is current prime minister. Okay? So why aren't we having discussion with these issues? These, I would say, salacious type environment that cannot be substantiated, because anyone could have interviewed a person making the allegations. Anyone could have said, forward me the emails. Anyone could look at these emails and see these are all garbage. 2 emails identical that don't match, supposed to be identical that don't match. Something is wrong with that. See, so what happens was they did one and say, nah, that don't look good enough. Try this other one, but they're ready to put it in the marketplace. So they can't pull back digital. See, that's the beauty about digital and accountability. I want better for my country. I want better for this thing. I believe that the message that we as PLPs can send to our party is you have 31 seats. Do with the 31. Read your blueprint for change. Do what you said in it, or we will take the word of Mr. Pintard that he is a new leader with a new vision, and I will back him, because I will not back garbage even coming from the philosophy the party I believe in. It's not the party, you know. The PLP is not lost. It's the people that's in the party can't tell you what is in the philosophy of the PLP is. Wipe the tears from every eye. Is that a philosophy? Seriously? PLPs? Really? Why don't somebody come debate me? See, I respect Alfred says. I've heard him repeat it by reading from a piece of paper. But I know one person in there now, Obadiah, knew what it was. He represented the history of the PLP and the philosophy. He spoke it. He lived it. He just was never able to exercise it. Don't insult his intelligence. Don't insult what he wanted and what he was unable to achieve by just simply running on on who he is. Glennis Anna Martin knows the philosophy of the PLP, but you would not have them allow her to fully speak with it. She told you it was when you in the Paradise Island thing. She said, when Cabinet said that they were spread, she says that's not PLP. That's not what we believe in. When she went against with Toby. See, so there's people in the party that knows what the philosophy is. But the problem is since 1992 or even more. First of all, let me just say this. The Dissident 8.
And make it quick because we're 10 minutes behind break time.
Okay, I'm just saying the Dissident 8, when they left the Progressive Liberal Party, the Free PLPs, they also left under the premise that we were no longer following the philosophy we believe in. So when you begin to criticize who the Dissident 8 was, you're criticizing yourself, because they stood for what we once believed. It's time, if you want to be serious, to reclaim it before, unlike what Minister, before a competent leader such as Mr. Pintard takes it from us, and we become a third party.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We got to take a break, but just so you know, there's an argument going back and forth in the comments on Facebook. If you use a PLP or use the FNM, they're accusing you of doing both. And for me personally, as a journalist, that's how I know I'm doing my job. And the PLP calling me FNM and the FNM calling me PLP. So you must be on to something. Let's take this break. When we come back, now remember this show is Revelations, Allegations.